UCL recap episodes presented by Football Manager 2026. Football Manager 26 launches from November 4 across platforms. Purchase now to define your managerial destiny. Hello, and welcome back to The Give and Go. I'm your coach, Reynoso, here with my boy
Soltero. What's up, y'all?
It's the UCL recap, folks. Subscribe to the channel. We're going to be talking about big teams today like Real Madrid, big teams like Liverpool, big teams like Bayern Munich, with some big results. Starting off with Real Madrid defeating Juventus 1-0 at home in a back and forth game with incredible goalkeeper saves and last-ditch defending. It's Jude Bellingham who breaks the deadlock and gets the game winner in this match to guide Real Madrid past the Italians, Juventus.
Yeah, Madrid were the better team today. So many chances that they created. They had so much more of the ball. I think it was expected. We've been watching Juventus this last month, and yeah, there's definitely some limitations in this side, but Madrid fans, let me know what you think down in the comments, because personally, I want more. I want more from this Madrid side. Based off of the stats and the chances that they created, they were expected to get 2.8 goals in this match. So essentially 3 goals. They only get the 1 goal, and it was off of rebound from the woodwork. And you look at that Vlahovic chance, bro, if he finishes that, Madrid end up tying this game. So all of the possession, all of the chances created, and you only get that 1 rebound goal for Madrid, not just in this game, but in, I'd say, the last 3-4 matches. I want so much more from this side. It's Champions League day. We're in the Santiago Bernabeu, facing against, an all-right Juve side. Let's win this game 2-3-0. At the end of the day, this is a good win for Madrid. They were the better team, but man, I'm wanting so much more from this side.
I'm confused because they generated a lot, and I feel like on any other day, Mbappe gets his goal, Vinny gets his goal, and this could be 2-0, 3-0. But you do look at it on paper, and it is only a 1-goal victory today, and I would agree there's more to be wanted. I think this is just who Real Madrid is, man.
Yeah, and I think that's why I sit here frustrated, bro. Because I just look back, not too long ago, Madrid were the best team in the world with, virtually the same players here. And they've added some. We got Güler and Mbappe now on this side. You have Mastantuono in the flanks ready to come off the bench. You now have Xabi Alonso, one of the best coaches in Europe, heading this side. Why is there just not that flow? What is missing with this Madrid side? We've targeted it before. Is it just too much of a reliance on Mbappe, too much of a reliance on Vinicius Jr.? I still think it is, even though Xabi Alonso is trying to change that. But there's growing pains with this side. So obviously it's early in the season where it's October. But again, against this Juve side, I just wish it could have been more. But I do want to credit one player on Juve, Di Gregorio, bro. My goodness. World-class goalkeeper. And yet again, another world-class goalkeeper that Juve get pretty much on a weekly basis. He's making crazy saves. So just Di Gregorio, curious to see where he takes his career after Juve, because, he's got to take it somewhere.
Yeah, those Italian goalkeepers are always crazy talent, bro, because we saw Vicario today also have an amazing performance as well. They had a great day, those Italian goalkeepers. On the Real Madrid note, I don't know if it gets better, man. I don't know, because I feel like this was the chance for them to really show against a formidable opponent that they can defeat these type of teams. Most recently, they lost Atletico Madrid, right? And it was a bad result, and that was probably the toughest team that they faced all year going into that match. Atletico wins that game. So since then, I've been asking the question, just how good can this Real Madrid side actually be? I was looking forward to today's match to kind of get a clearer answer. And I think I did. It's just not one that really blows you away, which I think is really, really concerning. They do have a matchup against Barcelona at the weekend that I think will ultimately give us the final answer if they can really get into that upper echelon of Barca, Bayern Munich, PSG, Inter Milan, Man City. If they can get into that tier of teams, right now I think they're in the second tier of Europe when it comes to like the 5 to 10 range in terms of ranking them at where they are right now, based off of how they're playing, man.
Yeah, no, I agree. And, spoiler alert, I don't know if it's going to go well for them at the weekend. Just saying.
Liverpool finally gets a victory, man. They finally get a victory after losing 4 straight matches. This game was an absolute blowout at the end of the day, with Liverpool winning 5-1. But if you were watching just the first 30 minutes, you would have thought that the same thing would have happened as what we've seen happen to Liverpool in the past couple of weeks, that another crucial loss was incoming with Frankfurt. Christensen getting on the board here, 1-0, beautiful counter-attacking goal. That's a nominee for goal of the day. Frankfurt goes up 1-0, but luckily Liverpool responds.
Yeah, it was a beautiful ball from Andy Robertson feeding Ugo Ekitike. He still has a lot to do, but once he latches on, he starts striding. He starts hitting that shit hard, man. Impossible to catch up. He slips it underneath the keeper in front of his former home crowd, by the way. Makes it 1-1, starts the comeback. And at that point, it was all Liverpool for the remainder of the game. Two big goals off of set pieces from Van Dijk and Konate makes it 3-1. They get 2 more after that.
Yeah, I mean, after the third goal, I actually switched off because this was looking like vintage Liverpool, which I was really happy to see. I also do love Frankfurt's insistence on just conceding or scoring more than 3 goals in every single game. This game could end at 2-1, 3-1, but they want no part in that.
No.
They want no part in that. It's got to be 4 or 5, either for them or against them. This time it was against them. And there was some good quality goals from Gakpo, Konate, and Szoboszlai to close this result out. What was interesting, though, was seeing the lineup going into this game, as Arne Slot chose to not start Salah, not start Gravenberch, not start McAllister, Kirkes, these guys that were criticized at the weekend and have been playing pretty bad as of recently, get sent to the bench and replaced with names like Wirtz, Isak, Szoboszlai, Curtis Jones, Frimpong, and ultimately you see that actually pay out. You see that deliver with these players stepping up and scoring for Liverpool. That's not to say I don't know if those players wouldn't have done the same thing, Salah against a Frankfurt type side, but I will say I got to credit Arne Slot for honestly starting a lineup that was, I think, based purely on form.
And we talked about it actually at the weekend on our weekend recap, talking about Slot needing to make starting lineup changes. And we specifically pointed out Salah due to his recent form. It just simply hasn't been there when you compare it to last season. But you look at guys like Ekitike, he's probably the most informed forward right now for Liverpool. He gets to start over Salah. It's the change I think that was completely necessary for Liverpool. And then also the Robertson shift, man. Kirkes has just been so panicked lately. You put in the veteran who's done it year in, year out for Liverpool for the longest time. He actually supplies the assist on that first goal.
That was a beautiful assist. Is it clear that Ekitike is a better striker?
Right now, over Gakpo, Isak, Salah, I'm picking Ekitike.
Striker?
I'm picking Ekitike.
I think he has to start nonstop now because Isak has not found his home yet, man. He doesn't look fully comfortable. He was basically invisible in that first half. And it was Ekitike who constantly finds a way to get involved and be active in this offense. It looks like it just fits him better. He seems more comfortable overall. And Isak still shows signs of hesitation, whether he's on the ball or trying to make a run off of the ball. I'm not seeing him find that fluidity within the offense. I'm not saying he won't, but at the moment, bro, it is pretty crazy that the guy that cost, I don't know, it was like 80, 90 mil is outplaying the guy that was 150.
Yeah, that's actually such a great point. I'm going to have to wait till May to make an ultimate decision. But I think one thing to note is the style of play that Isak's having to change to. With Newcastle, it was counterattack. With Newcastle, it was just him in that center point, and then he had the wingers as wide as possible. But here with Liverpool, he's got 4 players like within 10 feet of him,
yeah, he does.
And he has to combine. He didn't have to do that at Newcastle. So I'm curious to see if he adapts. He has the skill set. He's still lethal in front of goal. Question is, can he adapt to this new style of play?
I think he will. I'm surprised how much time it's taken versus Ekitike, who from the get-go was scoring or assisting with Liverpool. Liverpool wins 5-1. Let me know your reaction down below. Liverpool 3 games, 2-1, 1 loss, 10th place at the moment. Frankfurt in 22nd. It's going to get close for them. It's going to get real close for them.
It's going to get close for Frankfurt, man. But it's crazy. If you could just take the goals Frankfurt scored, you'd think they'd be one of the most elite teams out there. They score some beautiful goals, man.
Yeah.
But my God, one of the leakiest defenses you could ever see.
Frustrating, dude. Truly frustrating if you're a Frankfurt fan. I know there's a couple of you out there watching us right now, so shout out to y'all. Let's move on over to an elite squad. Bayern Munich defeating Club Brugge 4-0 today. Goals from Karl Karl, 17-year-old German Lamine Yamal. Amazing goal, potential goal of the day nominee, driving it down the center of the pitch, finding a shot from long range and finishing it beautifully. Kane gets on the board yet again. Luis Diaz gets his goal, and Nico Jackson finishes it off, staving off this Belgian side, Club Brugge, that looked completely inferior today.
And I think inferior to possibly the best team right now in Europe, bro. This is Bayern Munich we're talking about. 17-year-old Lennart Karl. What a European Champions League debut, scoring in the 5th minute for Bayern Munich. And it was a beautiful goal. Couple touches in the stride, shoots it from outside the box. Wrong footing, Yakers. It's a gorgeous goal. And start of maybe the Musiala backup, because if they have Lennart Karl in the wings too, once Musiala comes back, and then you still have Diaz, Olise, and Kane, Bayern's just getting better and better.
They are, and that's what I'm curious to know. They're currently sitting in 2nd place right now. They're one of 5 teams that have won all 3 games. Paris Saint-Germain, Bayern Munich, Inter, Arsenal, Real Madrid. Just looking at those 5 teams that are undefeated so far, where does Bayern rank?
Oh.
2nd on the table, but if you had to pick.
I mean, just if I had to pick, just based off of performances in domestic league and Champions League, I'm going Bayern Munich.
Over PSG.
Over PSG, I'm going Bayern Munich right now.
I don't know, man. Whenever I see Kane get another goal, whenever I see Luis Diaz get on the scoreboard, I really start to see the vision of those players lifting up a UEFA Champions League, man. Yeah. I really do. This team, incredible. Everyone is at their peak at the moment. If it wasn't for PSG winning the title last year, I think I would give Bayern first. I'm still going to go PSG because at their healthiest, I still think they're very, very tough to beat. But Bayern, bro, they might put up the best threat as of right now to PSG to win the UCL.
And what's interesting is I would consider a fully healthy PSG to still be the best team in Europe.
Right.
100%. Right. They just got Duane Dembele back. I think they're going to have to get back to full match fitness. But right now, I only see PSG and Arsenal that could actually contend Bayern right now. I have those 3 teams in their own bucket, everybody else below them.
Yeah, I only brought up teams that have currently won all their games, but obviously there's still some good teams outside of that zone. For example, the best team in the world, the best club in the world, Chelsea. Right.
My boy.
They're the one team that actually defeated PSG in a final setting, in a competitive setting very recently, defeating Ajax 5-1 at Stamford Bridge. Taylor getting a red card, kind of dooming Ajax in this game. Right after that red card, it's straight floodgates for Chelsea. An absolute goal fest. 5 goals. Chelsea, 3 games played, 2 wins, 1 loss. Really good result as they honestly started a lot of youngsters today. Bonanotte, Marc Gay, Estevao, giving Bino Gittins minutes.
Guiu.
Yeah. I tried a different name. It's still amazing result for Chelsea. I mean, things are rolling for them. This is good.
Yeah, this is the only game I did not see, and it was purposeful. It was intentional. I knew my boys in blue would thrash wimpy Ajax, and that's exactly what happened.
This Ajax team, man. This Ajax team, I at least take some pride in trying to be the best team out of the Netherlands. They want no part in it. They want no part in it, as they are the worst team. After 3 games played across the entire league, they are the worst team. 0 points and a negative 10 goal differential. Nightmare season for Ajax.
Yeah.
And PSV in that sense is cooking them.
Well, dude, that's the thing. Like, it's been a while since Ajax have been genuinely good from a Dutch perspective, because when I think of good Dutch teams over the last 4 years, I'm going PSV, I'm going Feyenoord. Yeah. And honestly, I'll put Alkmaar in there above Ajax. Just in general, Ajax have been very disappointing the last 5 years.
Chelsea, where do they rank in the contender list? Are they a true, genuine contender, or are they still a tier below? Like kind of where I would put Real Madrid.
Yeah, I'm putting Chelsea as a dark horse. Okay. I think they could surprise. I think they could make a deep run. I'm talking semifinals. But when I see the words Chelsea Bayern, I'm like,
I get a little scared.
I get scared for Chelsea. I'm like, I don't know if they really have what it takes. Chelsea PSG, it's just that's tough. That's tough. But Chelsea to make a deep run, absolutely.
I think I'm gonna put them in the first tier contenders, bro. I mentioned it before the season. Chelsea, I do back in a knockout format tournament. Yeah. That's what this tournament is. We saw at the Club World Cup. There is an added factor of 2 legs being played here versus what we saw at the Club World Cup. That is something to note. True. But even then, I think Chelsea, because of what they showed in the summer at full health, is part of the top contender list. in the UEFA Champions League and can win it. They definitely can win it at their absolute best.
I think so.
Can Galatasaray win it? Because they just got their second victory in a row against a team that was on good momentum, on good form. Bodo Glimt, who has shown good moments in this tournament, but got outplayed today, bro. Got outplayed today in Turkey. Those Galatasaray fans absolutely showing out. And Victor Osimhen proving why he's a cult hero in Turkey already.
Osimhen should have had a hat trick in this match within the first half, by the way. Galatasaray killed Bodo Glimt. It wasn't even close. 3-1 honestly does Bodo Glimt a little bit. It saves their blushes a little bit. This could have been 5-6 for Galatasaray. Statistically, they were actually expected to score 4 goals based on the chances that they created. So if anything, Galatasaray honestly underperformed in front of goal. And if you watch this game, you'll definitely see why. They created so many chances, but they were actually a bit wasteful, honestly, in front of goal. Either way, though, beyond the goals that they scored, beyond the chances that they created, this was a perfect performance from Galatasaray. Bodo Glimt had no chance, man. They really didn't.
No chance.
They tried to play their brand of football, and they did, but it was to their detriment because once Galatasaray won the ball, Bodo Glimt were completely open at the back, and they took full advantage of the Turks.
I think there's something to this Galatasaray team, man. I do. A victory against Liverpool, a victory against Bodo Glimt. They're in the conversation for the best team outside of the top 5 leagues that is currently in the UEFA Champions League. Qarabag is still above them on goal difference, but in 14th place at the moment is Galatasaray. And I kind of want to see them do it one more time. I want to see them do it one more time against a really solid opponent to kind of get that belief that they can actually challenge a top team, potentially surprise them, or at the very least just make it tough for them to go past them. I could see this Galatasaray being a really solid squad in this Champions League if they continue like this. I just need to see one more game. But the potential's there.
The potential is definitely there. Looking at their fixture schedule, their last 3 matches in the Champions League, on the road to Monaco, that'll be a good test.
Good one.
That's beatable.
No.
They can definitely win that match. Then they host Atletico Madrid. That'll be honestly a good test for Galatasaray. And then they go on the road to Manchester City. So I think going into the knockout phase, I'm assuming they'll definitely make it in some capacity. Those 3 matches will tell us, are Galatasaray dark horse contenders?
I need to see how they perform away from home because I believe their one loss came to Frankfurt in Frankfurt Stadium and they got absolutely killed, man.
Yeah.
And then you see how impactful the fans are to their style of play. I think playing at home is actually a big part of Galatasaray's identity. So when you're not there, how do you play? How do you play? That's what I need to see. Outside of that, I think Osimhen's going to retire here, bro. I think he's going to retire. I mean, he's obviously way too good for this league. He could be playing in any top team in the world, in my opinion, or at the very least be a rotational piece. He's that good of a striker. But I think he kind of likes and embraces the whole Turkish vibe, the whole cult hero vibe, the whole I'm going crazy in Turkey and I'm going to represent my national team as well in Nigeria. And in these games and these European nights is when I'll remind the whole world of how good I am. I mean, he obviously left Napoli to come here. I think he really likes here, bro. I would not be surprised if Osimhen just stays here for the rest of his career, bro. They love him.
Dude, that's such a good point, though. What happens to Osimhen's career? Like, if he goes off in the Champions League this year, first off, go look at that first goal he scored against Bodo Glimt. It's exquisite. But he's 26, bro.
Yeah.
He has to go somewhere else. He has to. There's no disrespect to the Super League in Turkey. He has to move somewhere else. His time in Napoli was a complete success. What made him leave, honestly, was just Napoli mishandling this whole situation, trying to get a big money move. It didn't happen. So he says, fuck you, Napoli. And he just goes to Turkey. I wonder if anybody's looking at making a move for Osimhen because the goals he's scoring in the Champions League, I mean, they are world class from a striker perspective.
I agree. I mean, if Seshko doesn't pan out, I could see United going for him. He's got United written all over him. But, you know, when I think of teams like that, I'd rather he stay at Galatasaray, man. Me personally, I'd rather he stay at Galatasaray, bro. Yeah, I kind of like this, bro. I kind of like this.
No, new Manchester United. Now all you need is Osimhen to complete the team. Come on.
We had Sporting CP defeat Marseille, the on-fire Marseille, who I believe is currently in first place in Ligue 1, going away to Sporting CP, going away to Portugal, and losing this match to a Sporting CP team that is now in 12th place after 3 games. Red card in this game really impacted it.
Yeah, I did not see that second yellow, so I don't know if it was controversial or not. Let's just assume it wasn't.
It was fun. It was just funny because initially the play got reviewed because there was contact in Sporting CP's box. And so the referee reviewed to see if there was a penalty to be called there. Upon review, he sees that the Marseille player actually was the one initiating the contact and fouling the Sporting CP player. Therefore, he called off the penalty, gave a yellow to him, and ended up being his second yellow, so he got sent off. So that player went from thinking that he was about to score a penalty to I'm going back to France. Just like that. Like in 10 seconds, bro.
Was it a second yellow, would you say, just based off that?
I think it was soft.
Damn.
I think it was soft, but I get it being called. I just think it's one of those soft calls.
It definitely dictated this result, though, because the entire second half was dominated by Sporting, and they would go on to just push and get 2 more goals to win this game at home in front of the crowd in Lisboa. I think it's, based off the circumstances, completely deserved for Sporting. Marseille gave nothing, and I mean nothing in that second half, albeit they were down a man.
Yeah, that's my thing. They were good in the first half. Igor Paixão scored an amazing goal, bro. His Marseille team was looking really good, but I do think the red card doomed them. But credit to Sporting CP for taking advantage, because when you got teams like Kaira Almaty unable to do that against Pafos, like what we saw yesterday, you go up, man, you got to win that game, bro.
Yeah.
If it's just within 1 goal, you got to win that game. Credit to Sporting. That's a good result. They have a good test against Juventus up next. Over at San Mamés, we had a banger, man, an absolute party in Spain with Athletic Club hosting Qarabag. Qarabag going up in the first minute of this game. But then what happened afterwards, bro?
Don't talk to me about Spanish sides, man.
Can't get excited?
I can't get excited about this. Athletic ended up the better team. They go on to score 3 goals. They dominate the rest of this match, to be completely honest. It's good from Athletic. But they had 21 shots, man. 21 shots. It didn't need to be this tight. It did not need to be this tight, because it took Athletic a while to get that 1 goal back. They didn't score the equalizer till the 40th minute, and then they didn't get the winner, the goal at go-ahead goal till the 70th minute, man. This was torture. If you were an Athletic fan, because they dominated from a possessive standpoint, chance creation. Qarabag were chasing shadows for the most part, but it wasn't until the 70th minute that Athletic took the lead. I don't know if they pull this off on the road. That's my problem. So, yes, it's a good win for Athletic, but kind of my same thing with Madrid. I want way more from Athletic at home in the San Mamés. I want way more. And I know I'm being harsh.
You're being harsh,
man. I know I'm being harsh. But at the end of this whistle, if I was coach, I'm lining up all the plays. I'm putting them on the goal line.
No way,
I'm making them run suicides.
Bro, it's 3-1, man.
No.
We got 3 golazos.
This game should have ended 6-1 to Athletic, bro. 6-1.
God, man, ruthless, man.
Yeah.
Ruthless. I mean, look, it's their first win of the UEFA Champions League campaign, too. You know? They had lost 2 matches. This is improvement, bro. Even if it is against Qarabag.
That's my point.
But come on, man. I mean, Atletic's new to this tournament, too, bro. They're not here often. They got the win. They beat this team 3-1. They're now in 21st place with 3 points accumulated. Their next matchup, I think, will be the wake-up call against Newcastle United. Against Newcastle United.
Where is it in Newcastle?
We're at St. James Park.
Shit.
We're at St. James Park.
Well, good luck, Athletic.
We're St. James Park.
Good luck. Beautiful goals from Guruzeta Navarro. I will give them that. Athletic scored 3 bangers. I just wish this team gave a little more. That's all I'm going to say.
I wish Nico Williams gave a little bit more. He's having a slow start to the season, man.
Slow start.
Only 1 goal, 1 assist so far in 5 La Liga matches. Today, subbed off at the 65th minute. Kind of unimpactful in this game. Look, man, I kind of get the sentiment you're saying. I'm gonna hold off on that. I'm gonna let them celebrate the victory today, man. It's a happy locker room. Morale matters. Morale matters, bro. Imagine you play for a coach who, when you win, punishes you.
That's what La Liga needs right now, though. That's what La Liga needs, bro. We need discipline. Madrid should have won 3-0 against Juventus.
I get that one.
Athletic should have scored 6 today. Atletico got embarrassed. Embarrassed in London 4-0. Outside of Barcelona, I would say this has been a poor Champions League match week.
That is true.
For Spain.
We had 2 0-0 draws. Let's go to Monaco, where they hosted Tottenham in a game where I cannot believe Monaco did not get a goal. but it's in large part credit to Vicario, who had a man of the match type performance today with, let me see how many saves he had, with 8 saves, bro. 8 saves. That's a ton. Monaco was on the attack. They just couldn't break the deadlock, and Tottenham couldn't generate enough to really be threatening. So it ends up 0-0, and Monaco and Tottenham share a point.
I have no idea how this game ends 0-0. I have no clue. If you're a Monaco fan, if you're a Tottenham fan, you're saying prayers. You're at the altar of Vicario. This is ridiculous for Monaco. Expected goals 2.46 compared to 0.87 for Tottenham.
Oh, wow.
They should have blew out Tottenham based off of what they created. 5 major chances to Monaco versus Tottenham's 1. It's honestly disappointing that Monaco end this game at home 0-0. They were much the better side. The amount of chances that were clear cut that they were able to create in the box of Tottenham, it's just ridiculous that they couldn't get the 1 goal. But yes, exceptional goalkeeping from Vicario, but at the end of the day, I see this more as poor finishing for Monaco.
That's how I see it. That was my takeaway, bro. My jaw was dropping at how many chances they were generating, how close they got. There's one where there's a nice floated ball into the middle of the box. Header coming in. I don't know the players involved. There's a header for a Monaco player. It's there. And he shoots a little too central. And it's straight at Vicario while he's on the dive. It's a good save from Vicario. But, man, that has to end up as a goal. I saw like 2 more opportunities like that, dude. So Monaco, in my eyes, drops points here.
Yep.
Crucial points because they're now in 27th place. This was their chance to take down the Premier League side. 2 draws, 1 loss. Tough campaign so far for a team that does pose that threat of fighting well against top teams, but so far has not been able to do that.
Yeah, and for Tottenham, I'm just kind of disappointed too.
I know. Oh, yeah.
And not just in Champions League, but in Premier League as well. The way they're dropping points, the way that they're playing, the style of play, it's lacking so much creativity. When I look at the team sheet, obviously there's great talent offensively. Bergvall, Kudus, Richarlison, Odobert. There's great dribble penetration. There's good players on the ball. Xavi Simons, for example. But it's so individualistic. And I thought Frank was going to be the answer, to be completely honest. But seemingly no manager can get the best out of this Tottenham side. The talent's there, but the brand of football it's just not showing up on the pitch.
The best, no. But this still is improving from Ainge. That was a 17th place side in the Prem. They're top 6. And in the UCL, they're in the top 15. They're going to qualify through to the playoff round most likely. I agree that this Tottenham side, with the names, what they spent, they should be better. I agree with that sentiment. But to say that this isn't different from Ainge, I think is harsh. I think it is. I think there's a little bit more positivity, more better energy around this team. There are better players now as well. And we're just seeing a slight improvement. It can't be straight into the top 3 for everybody, man.
That's true. That's true. I just think that if they don't figure it out soon, couple of feisty fixtures come December, January, we'll see Tottenham mid-table. Yeah. And when I look at the squad sheet, I think mid-table is actually unacceptable. But hey, I mean, if you're Tottenham, I guess this is what you expect. So you're a Tottenham fan. This is nothing new.
It's not new, but I do feel like this was a year to really be able to challenge for the top 4. I agree with that sentiment. The team is there. The roster is there to do it. Get the most out of it. It is early, though. It's early. I'm a little more lenient. I like Thomas Frank. I think with time, this Tottenham team will improve. Today's performance was not a good sign towards that, but it's football. Things change. Let's leave it till then, bro. Leave it till the playoffs. Let's see what they do in the knockout stages of this tournament.
Draw against Bodo Glimt. Draw against Monaco, where they should have lost. They're not losing, though. Let's see how they play against Copenhagen at home.
Jesus.
Let's see how they play against Copenhagen.
Atalanta ties Slavia Prague 0-0 at home as Atalanta remains in 17th place on the table. 1 win, 1 draw, 1 loss. Slavia Prague getting a point away from home. I mean, what's the takeaway here?
I thought Atalanta had the better chances, but not by much. Slavia Prague played a great game, to be completely honest. There were times where this was end-to-end, where either side maybe could have gotten that one goal. At the end of the day, though, I don't think there was a clear winner. Atalanta had more chances, but due to their lack of finishing, I think 0-0 is actually completely fair. I don't think any team gets lucky or unlucky in this situation. Slavia Prague worked for this draw. I think they earn it over Atalanta.
Yeah, I mean, we bringing up expected goals today. 2.04 for Atalanta, 0.73 for Slavia Prague. I didn't watch this game, so I'm just going off the numbers right now.
Yeah.
The thing is, I'm not surprised to see Atalanta drop points this year. Has that not been the narrative for this team in the sense that they have lost good talent? They haven't found a way to recover. They lost their amazing head coach, and it's a team that is thrown into these tough competitions, but I don't think is seen as an actual threat, despite being currently in 17th place. I don't think anyone really is scared of Atalanta this year, man.
Nah. That's why I see this game not even as a disappointment, because Slavia Prague is the level I see Atalanta at right now. No disrespect to Slavia Prague, but I just think Atalanta are, from a European perspective, a very average team.
Let's do daily awards. Let's do performance of the day, goal of the day, and match of the day. Let's start off with match of the day. What was the best game that you saw today?
I mean, honestly, the game that got me like the most up, the game that entertained me the most, Galatasaray against Bodo Glimt. I just thought the way that Galatasaray approached the game from the get-go was so dominant, so physical. Victor Osimhen getting 2 goals, Akun adding a third. This was such a smothering performance from the Turkish side. And it was just all-out offense. For me, game of the day, Galatasaray, Bodo Glimt.
Yeah, best atmosphere for sure. I'm going the classic Real Madrid Juventus. It felt like the biggest game of the day. 2 big-name squads, 2 big-name clubs. And that moment where Bellingham broke through was nice to see. The scenes in Madrid, the talent on display. I thought it was actually a very technical match with some really good dribbling and handles. Real Madrid wins that one 1-0. That's my match of the day. Let's go over to performance of the day. Who had the best performance today? Some good goalkeeping performances, some good offensive performances. Kane scoring once again. Luis Diaz. Ekitike scoring in his return to Frankfurt. Who's going to be your performer of the day today?
I'm going to stay in Istanbul. I'm going to give it to my boy Victor Osimhen.
Okay.
So dominant in front of goal today. Bodo Glimt had no response. Made it look like he was Erling Haaland out on the pitch. So dominant today. Victor Osimhen for me.
Yes, sir. The lifetime Galatasaray player. I'm going with the goalies, Di Gregorio and Courtois.
Yeah.
That was a little battle between both of them to see who could outplay one another. With Courtois coming out on top at the end of the day. But, man, some great individual saves here from both goalkeepers. I love to see it. Lastly, let's do the goal of the day. I'm going to go with my boy Carl.
Yeah.
I thought Carl, bro, that was a crazy drive down the middle, the touch, the feint, the way to create space. And it was the most important goal of that game because at the moment they had been tied 0-0, breaks the deadlock. What a moment to announce himself to the Bayern fans and to the club football scene.
Yeah, and I'm going to go to his Bayern teammate, Luis Diaz, for goal of the day. That third goal for Bayern Munich that he scored, he bangs the shit out of it. And it goes above Yaker's head. He doesn't even see it. It's absolute banger.
That's what's great. It was central. Yeah. It was central, but it had such a dip and strength to it that he couldn't save it. Yeah. You rarely see that, honestly. And finally, let's do the Football Manager 26 decision of the match. What was the one tactical decision made by a manager today that you felt had the biggest impact on the outcome of today's matches?
I'm going with Arne Slot and his bold decision to bench his star player Mohamed Salah, but also the decision to bench players like McAllister and Milos Kerkez. He chose to go with players that are more in form, and it proved to be the right decision, as on that first goal that started the comeback, it was Andy Robertson who supplied the assist to Ugo Ekitike to get Liverpool's comeback going.
Yeah, starting Ekitike in front of his old club really proved to be a great decision as he scored the first goal to lead Liverpool in their comeback in this match. I loved it. I'm glad to see him adapting after having lost 4 straight games in a row. That's the Football Manager 26 tactical decision of the day. Thank you to the great team at Football Manager 2026, powered by the Unity engine. Experience the richest match days in series history with enhanced player movement and greater on-pitch detail, bringing new levels of depth and drama to every match. Football Manager 26 launches across platforms from November 4th. Folks, thank you so much for watching. Let us know down below your thoughts on today's matches, your reactions to today's UEFA Champions League games. We'll be back, as always, with the weekend preview to talk about the crazy games coming up at the weekend. Till next time, guys. Peace.